If you can see like a red scratch on my neck, it's because when I was getting changed for this video, I stabbed myself with one of my fingernails and yeah, that happened. I have finally sat down and done my nails properly and they're like galaxy inspired and I really like them. They're really cool. You can really blatantly tell that this one is the fake one because I snapped this nail, and this nail. So these ones are fake, but the rest of them are my real nails and I'm literally obsessed with these. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video has been one of the most requested videos that I've had in a while. And if you didn't already know, Little Mix have released their own makeup range, which is called LMX. It's available in Boots, and which is obviously a drugstore in the UK. If you're from the US and you don't by some strange chance know who Little Mix are, or if you're in the UK, if you're anywhere, you don't know who they are. They're a girl band, they're super popular. I love their music, I think they're great. I love them ever since they were on the X Factor, to be fair. I'm not like a massive Little Mix stan, but I do love their music. I've got a couple of their albums. I got the things that I thought would be the most interesting things to test. I've got like the contour palette, the eyeshadow palette, the highlighter set, and the liquid lipsticks. So that's what I'm going to be testing today. If you guys want to see what I think of it, then just keep watching. So let me just get my receipt up on Boots to see how much I spent. I could get a free collection in store, but I wanted it to come to my house. So in the end, I ended up spending, I think it was like £4.75 for next day delivery. So in total, I spent £47.25, but I did get one item for free because they were all on 3 for 2 on the Boots website, which was super helpful. The Turn Up the Base contour palette or face palette was £14. The highlighter set, which has got a liquid highlighter and a powder highlighter, was £8.50. That was the cheapest thing that I got. The eyeshadow palette was £16, and then the set of the 4 liquid lipsticks was £18. I wasn't expecting these things to be as pricey as they are. I mean, they're still kind of like drugstore prices, but £16 for an eyeshadow palette, like a drugstore eyeshadow palette, is quite expensive, so I hope this is good. So I'm going to use all of these products, and I don't normally use these kind of like liquid illuminators, but I think what I'm going to do is put it on under my foundation because, you know, if you guys have watched my video for a while, I don't tend to get on with liquid highlighters over the top of my makeup. The logo of this really reminds me of the MAC logo, how it's like 3 letters and like squished down. Do you guys know what I mean? Okay, so we get a highlighter, which is called Winter Kiss. It kind of looks like it's going to be lilac-y. And then we have the liquid illuminator, which is in You Glow. Ooh, I like the holographic packaging of that. Ooh, okay. Can you guys see that? It's just a very sheer, slightly pinky toned duochrome liquid highlighter, but when you actually blend it out, like, it is pretty glittery. Like, the glitter almost looks like peachy red. I don't even really know if that's going to pick up on camera, but it's this kind of pinky peachy glitter. I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just put it on my cheekbones and maybe a bit down my nose where I would normally highlight. Ooh, okay. Because I don't know how well this will work putting it all over my face. Because it's very glittery, like you can see the glitter in it. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just not something that I would generally use. Up close, you can definitely see a lot more of the kind of pinky tone to it. And it does look very kind of glittery. Oh god, okay, wait, let's put a bit on my brow bone. Okay, I've literally just put that all over my nose instead of just on the tip. I'm just really interested to see if this actually will kind of shine through my foundation and make a difference. So I don't really know how well the glitter is actually picking up on camera. I feel like in the viewfinder, it might be different on the computer, but you can just kind of see glow. You can't actually see the little pink glitters in it, but it's definitely quite a glittery one. So I'm just going to do my foundation over the top, and I'm going to be testing today again the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I have the shade Alabaster. I did an entire video on this. It was a little bit interesting, so today I'm just going to test it over the top of this, see if this will give it more of a glow. Okay, you know what? You definitely can still see a bit more glow through the foundation. Like, normally this foundation is completely matte. For somebody like me, I powder my face anyway, but if you weren't going to powder your face, then I guess this kind of helps to make your foundation look a bit more dewy if that's something that you like. So next I'm using the Turn Up the Base face palette. On the inside it looks like this. So you do get a mirror in here, which is nice because obviously it's good for traveling and it just like closes magnetically. And then the color selection in here is definitely interesting. When I saw this online, I was like, interesting choices, because there's 3 highlighters down here. There's a literal bright gold one, which is just like screaming Fenty Beauty dupe. There is this darker brown highlighter, and then there's a straight up white one. There's a hot pink blush, an orange blush, and then there's 3 contour shades. So I do quite like how they've got a different mix of stuff, but like the blushes personally for me are very, very bright, but I do think it's good that they've included pretty much like every skin tone in here. I'm pretty sure most people would be able to make use out of this. Obviously I can't use these 2 highlighter shades, and probably not like this darker contour shade, but yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice. So the highlighters are definitely very different textures. I don't really know if you can tell on my fingers. This white one is definitely a bit more chunky. This gold one is kind of in the middle, and then this bronze one is really smooth. Ooh, that bronzy one is gorgeous, but obviously that's going to be way too dark on me, but it's really pretty. And then, whoa, okay, that gold one would make a beautiful eyeshadow. Okay, unfortunately, the only highlighter that I can really use, which is this one, that is kind of chunky. It's got a slight bit of peachiness to it, but out of all of them, that one feels the least smooth, which is such a shame. Like, it still looks pretty, but it's just got a little bit of like, I don't know, chunky texture. While I'm here, actually, let's swatch the Winter Kiss individual highlighter. Okay, this one looks pretty cool. It's got like scales printed onto it. Okay, that's a really interesting shade. It's kind of like a bluey lilac colour. From the thing, I thought it was going to be more white, but looking at it now, it definitely has like a blue tint. That one isn't as glowy as the others. It feels a bit more matte, but it's got like that blue kind of duochrome undertone. Let's go in with this contour shade here. It does look quite warm, so I'm probably going to use it as a bronzer and contour type of situation. Okay, I'm literally just taking the tiniest bit and then tapping it off so that I can build it. I think that's pretty nice. By the way, just a heads up if you're new to my channel, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not very good at bronzing and contouring, so don't judge me for this. This bronzer down here has got a tiny, tiny bit of shimmer in it, but I'm kind of a bit scared to use it. Maybe I'll mix it with the other one. Okay, that'll probably do. I think I do put a bit too much on this cheek. Like, it's not my favourite bronzer ever, but it's definitely not the worst that I've tried. I do like the general colour of it. Okay, and then going in with this bright orangey coral blush. Both of these blushes are matte, by the way, I forgot to say. Okay, thank goodness, that's a really sheer blush. Oh, I actually really like that colour. That's really pretty. Again, literally, I was just going like that and then just really tapping off the excess on my blush to kind of like subtly build it up, because it is a very bright shade, as you can see. I'm not going to use this little blue one. If you're into these sort of shades of highlighters, then maybe you would like this. So let's go for this white one that's got a tiny bit of like pink. Okay, wait, let me give you a close-up of this. Can you see that it's kind of like chunky? There's quite a bit of fallout on there. I don't really know how well you can see that. I feel like this highlighter in here maybe wasn't pressed the same as the others, because the more I dip my brush in it, there's a lot of kind of like small little chunks. It does look pretty chunky when you pick it up on the brush, but then when you actually kind of work it into your face, the smaller chunks seem to like fly off, and then you're left with this like glow, which is good, because I was kind of worried that it was going to give my skin texture. But actually, when like the product that does apply to your face, that looks pretty. In all honesty, it's definitely not my favourite. Like, I've got a lot other drugstore highlighters that aren't as like flyaway, if you get what I mean. So next up is the Iconics Luxe Eye Palette. This was £16. It does actually have the shade names on the back. Wait, did it have that for the highlighters? Yeah, okay, it does have the shade names on the back of this as well, which I completely didn't realise. So this was £16, which is £2 more than the bloody hell, than the highlighter palette. This is what the palette looks like. What I quite like about this is it almost looks like they've done 4 little quads of eyeshadows. I don't really know what type of look to go for, because it's a neutral palette. Like, there's only so much I can do with this without people being like, so if you're doing the exact same look as you always do. Ooh, hello. Okay, so I've just swatched some of the shimmers on my hand. And this is all just like one swipe, but they do actually feel really nice. This little section up here is definitely more cool toned, so actually maybe I could do something with that, because I normally just do warm tones. I think I'm gonna try and stick to these 2 rows, because these ones are obviously a lot more warm. But I'm actually just gonna fill in my brows with this kind of grey taupe shade here. Like, it's not advertised as a brow shade, but I just saw it and was kind of like, ooh, that looks kind of similar to my brow powder. That colour actually worked pretty nicely. I haven't done them very neatly, which is kind of my bad. But you know what? Like, if I had forgotten my brow powder, I would 100% use that on my brows. I am actually going to go in with this pink shade first, just because I'm really, really intrigued to see what it's like. It's quite a light pink, which is an unusual choice for an eyeshadow palette. It's just a kind of like sheer wash of pink. Okay, I literally just wanted to test that pink colour. I don't think I'm going to do a pink look because there's not any like darker matte pink shades to use with this. And then going in with the grey taupe colour that I used on my eyebrows. And I'm just going to start building this up in my crease. Please ignore the fact that I put that pink down. It's not going to go with the rest of the look, but I think I'm going to probably cover it up. Okay, to be fair, I feel like these two shades aren't really doing the palette justice because they're very light and they're very sheer and they take quite a bit of building. I'm just going to take a bit of this colour. I know that it's warm, but then I will go back to the cool tone shades and kind of do like a smoky-ish eye. So I'm just going to dip into that shade because this one looks like it will be a lot more pigmented. Okay. I mean, you can see them, but they're just quite like sheer. You have to build them up quite a bit. Okay, let's try a bit of this one. I know I said I was going to avoid the warm shades, but I just want to give them all like a fair shot in case some of them are better than others. Okay, this one's definitely showing up more. That warm shade definitely worked a bit better. I'm not going to lie, so far those other shades that I tested before that weren't really my favourite. Like, they didn't show up that well. And I'm just trying to be completely honest here. Mixers, please don't come for me. Is that what they're called? Mixers? Little Mix fans? I think so. So I'm then taking this dark shimmery brown. Let's put it on the outer corners for a start. And then let's kind of blend it through the crease. Then I'm going back to my blending brush and I'm just going to blend over those edges. It's not bad, like it's definitely not the worst that I've tried, but like I've definitely had other drugstore eyeshadow palettes where the colours have worked out a bit better than this. Okay, so next I'm taking the black. The black does seem to have a tiny bit of like glitter shimmer in it. Might be a bit of a risky move, but I'm gonna put, what? But I'm gonna put the black all over my eyelid and do like a smoky eye, which I never do. Uh-oh, it's on my face. I'm then going back to my blending brush to just blend over those edges. I'm then taking the same dark brown on my lower lash line. I feel a little bit like Taylor Momsen right now. I'm gonna take this bronzy kind of taupe shimmery colour and I'm just gonna put this on my eyelid. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Then on my inner corners, I'll try a bit of this one, but it does look a tiny bit too dark, so I might go in with some highlighter. Oh no, that's okay. So this is the overall eyeshadow look before I've put on any lashes or liner or anything. I actually think out of this palette, the shimmers have got more fallout than the mattes. I think overall I've created a pretty nice look. They were just a little bit tricky to work with. The mattes in this palette I don't think are as pigmented as the shimmers. So I'm actually just gonna go and apply some mascara and a pair of eyelashes just to like finish this off. Okay, so my lashes are on. I did actually get really distracted listening to High School Musical on Spotify while I was trying to stick them on and all of that. These are the Kiss Lash Couture Faux Mink lashes in the style Midnight. I think I probably could have done with trimming them a bit more, but they're very like fluffy lashes. I think they go with this look really nicely. Like I said, this was £18, so it was the most expensive out of everything that I bought. I thought I'd go for the nudes because again, like I felt like that was the thing that people most likely would want to see. And I'm guessing that each of the shades kind of corresponds with the lip liners that are next to them. So the first lip liner is called Rose Blush. And then the liquid lipstick next to this one is called One Kiss. Yes, they smell nice. So that one is a peachy kind of nude colour. We then have the lip liner in Real Talk, which looks like a slightly darker brown. Okay, so the liquid lipstick that goes next to that one is called In So Deep. I don't really know if they're supposed to like correspond because they're very like different shades. This one is more of an orangey sort of nude, like a brownier nude. We then have Suede, which is like a dark brown lip liner. That's that one there. Dear Lover is the name of the liquid lipstick, and that one is just a classic kind of brown. Then the final lip liner is called Plump Up, and then the liquid lipstick is called Perfect Pout. Okay, I don't really see myself wearing this shade because it's quite a light pink. So here are the different lip liner and liquid lipstick shades in the order that I just mentioned. I think they've got a pretty decent variety. Like, I feel like different skin tones could definitely wear these sort of shades. I think I'm gonna go for the first one that I swatched, this kind of like pinkish toned one. And that was Rose Blush and One Kiss. Okay, lip liners are nice and pigmented. Okay, so that's the lip liner. That actually felt really nice. It went on really like creamy and pigmented, and then I'm gonna use the liquid lipstick. It did suggest that you just put this in the center of your lips, but then I feel like with the eye makeup, I look a bit like a blow-up doll. I feel like I look super, super pale right now. Like I want to add more bronzer, but then I don't want you guys to shout at me. So this is the overall look with everything together. I did leave the liquid lipsticks a couple of minutes, and it did like dry down a bit, but it's still like a little bit sticky. But then at the same time, it does still feel super comfortable. Like it's not one of those liquid lipsticks that dries down and feels like really gross and matte. But then at the same time, I think you have to be careful, like try not to press your lips together too much. And also I feel like crumbs might get stuck in it as well, but it's not too bad. Like it's not my favorite, but it's not bad. Okay, so overall, my final opinions and thoughts on LMX Beauty and this whole beauty range. Just being 100% honest, like some of the stuff that I tried, like it wasn't my favorite out of the drugstore makeup that I've tested. And I think because the price is like a little bit higher, like I understand that, you know, Little Mix have to make money and the packaging is nice and stuff like that. But then like, I don't know, like out of drugstore makeup that I've tried, I've definitely tried better things than these, but then at the same time, like they weren't bad, it's just that they weren't my favourite. But then overall, like I managed to create a look that, oh my god, look how dirty my hands are. I managed to create a look that like I'm somewhat happy with. I'm not too sure how well this suits me, but I always just feel like with reviewing makeup and stuff, honesty is the best policy, because then they can like make improvements and changes. Okay, so question of the day comes from Isabella Gunn Rogers, and she said, what is your favourite month? My favourite month, I would have to say, is December. I'm such a Christmas person. Like all year round, I just look forward to Christmas. I know that it sounds kind of like stupid to be like wishing the year away, but I just love Christmas so much. Like Christmas is my favourite time of year, so I'm gonna have to go with December. Like just the fact that in December I feel like everyone is so excited for Christmas, and I can finally be excited about it without people being like, Soph, it's August. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed and you like these kind of drugstore testing videos, then I would love it if you joined. You don't have to, but it'd be great if you did. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! I actually feel like Taylor Momsen. If you guys don't know who that is, look her up. Like, this is me right now. Okay, so at the end of the video, I was just really curious to see what the other, like the very palest shade would look like. So I tried on the palest lip liner and, well, the palest lip combo out of all of them. I actually feel like this one suits the makeup a bit better, and I kind of wish that I just stuck to this one, but oh well.